3 weeks ago, Justin Trudeau was the Prime Minister of Canada. Today, he's gone, resigned, finished, and the man who destroyed his career, Donald Trump. But here's the thing. Trump didn't just want Trudeau gone. Trump wants something much bigger. He wants Canada, the whole country, all of it, 836,000 square miles, 42 million people. The second largest country on earth. Trump wants to make it the 51st state of the United States of America. And when asked if he was joking, Trump looked straight into the camera and said, "No, I'm not joking. I'm very serious." So what the hell is happening? Is the President of the United States really trying to annex his closest ally? And does Canada have any way to stop him? Let me show you everything. Because what's happening right now between America and Canada could end a 200-year friendship forever. Let's start with how this whole thing began. November 2024, Mar-a-Lago, Florida. Justin Trudeau got on a plane and flew to meet Donald Trump. Uninvited, unannounced, desperate. Why? Because Trump had just threatened to slap 25% tariffs on everything Canada sells to America. Cars, oil, lumber, steel, everything. For Canada, this would be a death sentence. 75% of everything Canada exports goes to America. Without that trade, the Canadian economy would collapse. So Trudeau flew to Florida, kissed the ring, tried to make a deal. They had dinner, 3 hours, steaks, small talk, and then Trump dropped the bomb. According to Fox News, Trump looked at Trudeau and said, if the tariffs would kill the Canadian economy, maybe Canada should just become the 51st state. Trudeau laughed. He thought it was a joke. It wasn't. The next morning, Trump posted on Truth Social, and I want you to read this carefully. Just had dinner with Governor Justin Trudeau of the great state of Canada. Governor, not Prime Minister, Governor. Trump was sending a message. In his mind, Trudeau wasn't the leader of an independent nation. He was a governor of a future American state. And Trump wasn't done. Over the next few weeks, he kept calling Trudeau governor again and again, in interviews, on social media, in press conferences. The world watched in shock. This wasn't normal diplomatic banter. This was the President of the United States publicly humiliating the leader of America's closest ally. And Trudeau, he had no idea how to respond. Let me tell you what happened next, because this is where it gets crazy. January 6th, 2025, Monday morning, Ottawa. Justin Trudeau walked out of his residence and announced he was resigning after 9 years as Prime Minister, after leading Canada through COVID, after surviving multiple elections. Trudeau was done. And Trump's reaction? Within hours, he posted this. Many people in Canada love being the 51st state. The United States can no longer suffer the massive trade deficits and subsidies that Canada needs to stay afloat. Justin Trudeau knew this and resigned. Trump was taking credit. He was saying, I did this, I broke him, I made him quit. And honestly, he wasn't entirely wrong. Trudeau didn't resign because of bad polls. He didn't resign because his party turned on him. He resigned because he had no answer for Trump. The tariffs, the 51st state comments, the constant humiliation. Trudeau couldn't handle it. So he ran. But here's the thing. Trudeau leaving didn't make Trump back off. It made him more aggressive because Trump realized something important. Canada is weak. Canada is scared. And Canada has no idea how to fight back. So Trump doubled down. In his inauguration speech on January 20th, 2025, Trump announced that America would be expanding its territory. Expanding its territory. He didn't say which territory, but everyone knew Greenland, Panama Canal, and Canada. A few days later, Trump went even further. A reporter asked him point blank, "Are you serious about Canada becoming the 51st state?" Trump's answer, "Yeah, it is. I think Canada would be much better off being the 51st state because we lose $200 billion a year with Canada, and I'm not going to let that happen." When asked how he would do it, Trump said two words that sent shivers through Ottawa: economic force. Not military force. Economic force. Tariffs, sanctions, trade wars. Squeeze Canada until they have no choice but to surrender. Now, let me show you why Canada should be terrified. Look at these numbers. Canada exports $450 billion worth of goods to America every year. That's 75% of ALL Canadian exports. Oil, cars, lumber, metals, food. If Trump cuts that off with tariffs, Canada's economy doesn't just slow down, it collapses. Unemployment would skyrocket. The Canadian dollar would crash. Businesses would close. Millions of people would lose their jobs. And Trump knows this. That's his leverage. He's basically telling Canada, your economy depends on me. Your survival depends on me. So either you do what I want or I destroy you. And right now, Trump has already started. March 2025, Trump imposed 25% tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum. The Canadian auto industry got hit with 25% tariffs too. Lumber, kitchen cabinets, all of it. By August 2025, Trump raised tariffs to 35%, and he threatened to go even higher. The Bank of Canada estimated that the effective tariff rate went from near zero to almost 6% in less than a year, and that's with exemptions. Without exemptions, it would be catastrophic. So how did Canada respond? Well, first there was panic. Then there was a new prime minister. His name is Mark Carney, former governor of the Bank of Canada, former governor of the Bank of England, a financial genius, the man Canada hopes can outsmart Trump. Carney took office after winning the April 2025 election, and his first move, he flew to Washington, walked into the White House, sat down with Trump, looked him in the eye, and said, "Canada is not for sale." Trump smiled and replied, "Time will tell." Time will tell. That's Trump's way of saying, we'll see about that. And then Carney said something else, something that made headlines around the world. President Trump is trying to break us so America can own us. That will never, ever happen. Strong words. But here's the problem. Carney doesn't have many cards to play. Canada needs America more than America needs Canada. That's just the economic reality. So what can Canada actually do? Right now, Canada is trying three things. First, retaliatory tariffs. Canada slapped their own tariffs on $155 billion worth of American goods. Bourbon, orange juice, motorcycles, hitting Trump's base. But here's the problem. America is 10 times bigger than Canada. In a tariff war, Canada loses always. Second, diversification. Carney is trying to find new trading partners, Europe, Asia, anyone but America. But this takes years, maybe decades, and Canada doesn't have that kind of time. Third, internal unity. Carney is removing trade barriers inside Canada, trying to build one Canadian economy that doesn't depend on America. Again, this takes time Canada doesn't have. Meanwhile, what does Trump actually want? This is where it gets interesting. Trudeau was caught on a hot mic in February 2025, and what he said was shocking. He said, Mr. Trump has it in mind that the easiest way to do it is absorbing our country, and it is a real thing. A real thing, not a joke. Trump actually believes he can annex Canada. But why? Why does Trump want Canada so badly? 3 reasons. First, resources. Canada has massive natural resources: oil, natural gas, lumber, minerals, rare earths, fresh water, all the things America needs. Trump wants access to those resources, and he doesn't want to pay for them. He wants to own them. Second, security. Canada sits between America and Russia. In a war with Russia or China, Canada is strategically critical. Trump wants full control of North American defense. No questions asked, no consultations, full control. Third, politics. Here's the dark truth. If Canada became a state, it would add 42 million people to America. Most of them would vote Democrat, but Trump doesn't care about that. He cares about the story, about being the president who expanded American territory, who made America bigger. That's the legacy he wants. So what happens next? In mid-January 2026, that's right now, Canada and America are starting formal negotiations on the CUSMA trade deal. This is the big one, the trade agreement that keeps most Canadian goods tariff-free. If Trump walks away from CUSMA or guts it completely, Canada's economy could face what economists call a worst-case scenario. No exemptions, full tariffs on everything, economic devastation. Carney knows this. Trump knows this. Everyone knows this. And Trump is using it as leverage. His message to Canada is simple: give me what I want, or I burn down this deal. So, will Canada ever become the 51st state? Let me be clear. The answer is almost certainly no. Canadians don't want it. Polls show overwhelming opposition, 80% plus against. Canadian politicians don't want it. Every party, left, right, center, all opposed. And legally, it's almost impossible. Canada would have to agree, their parliament, their provinces, their people. But here's the scary part. Trump doesn't need Canada to agree. He just needs to squeeze them so hard that they have to give him whatever he wants. Trade deals, resources, defense agreements, policy changes. Canada might keep its flag, but it could end up being American in everything but name. That's Trump's real goal, not annexation, domination. And that's where we are today. America's closest ally, its biggest trading partner, its neighbor for 200 years, now treated like an enemy. Trudeau is gone. Carney is scrambling. And Trump is winning. He wanted to humiliate Canada. He did. He wanted to destabilize Canada. He did. He wanted to show the world that America answers to no one, that allies are just future subjects. Mission accomplished. The question now is, what comes next? Will Canada find a way to resist? Will they build new alliances? Will they somehow escape Trump's grip? Or will they slowly, quietly, piece by piece, become what Trump always said they would be? The 51st state. Time will tell. Trump's favorite words. And right now, time is running out for Canada.